Good morning, students. Welcome back. We have started the first chapter of Civics Constitution. We have got the definition of the Constitution. Let us move on to the second part. Why does a country need a Constitution? Point 1. A Constitution lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we citizens aspire to live in. Point 2. A Constitution tells about the fundamental nature of society. This is the book, and the picture of the parliament shows the Constitution of India. Now, point number 3. A constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles that all persons in a country can agree upon on the basis of the way in which they want the country to be governed. You can say this is the definition of the constitution. There is a rules, a way in which they want the country to be governed. Point 4. This includes the type of government and also an agreement on certain ideals that they all believe the country should uphold. The constitution includes the type of government, whether it should be democratic or dictator or monarchy, and also an agreement on the ideals which are common for all, similar to all, uniform to all. That is very important. In a democracy, leaders exercise their power responsibly on the behalf of people. In democracy, all the political leaders they should exercise the power which is given by the citizens of the country by using their right to vote. They should use it responsibly for the welfare of the people. In democratic societies, the constitution lays down rules that guard against the misuse of authority by our political leaders. Dear students, in democratic society, constitution is very important because in case any political leader or political party misuse the authority, there are certain rules, certain important things which can guard against the misuse of the authority by these political leaders. A constitution plays an important function in democracy to ensure that the dominant groups does not use its power against any person, group or organization. Dear students, in constitution there is another very important function is that it ensure that dominant groups does not use its power against the minorities or person or a group or any other organization. Constitution prevents tyranny or domination by majority of a minority. Constitution prevents tyranny means the domination by the majority. That is very important. Constitution provides us that everybody is equal. Right to equality should prevail. The Constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that we might take and which may have an adverse effect on larger principles that the country believes in. The Constitution helps us to protect against certain decisions that we might take. Whatever the decision the political leaders or representative takes, all decisions are as per the rules and guidelines of the Constitution, so that it should not have an adverse effect on the larger principles that the country believes in. Now, let us move on to the very important part, the Indian Constitution, the key features. You must see this picture and find out something very important regarding the Constitution. What are the different words are given over there? For example, in bold letter it is given freedom of speech, right to information. So keep on doing the good work. Find out the important words from this picture. The first important key feature is federalism. Now, what do you understand by federalism? Federalism refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. Now, federalism means that there are more than one level of government. For example, in India, we are a federal country. How? Central government for the country, that is the main government, or you can say the union government. State government for the states, and we have the Panchayati Raj as local self-government. Central government deals with the country, state governments deals with their states, and Panchayati Raj deals with the village panchayat. So it is important that there are more than one level of government and they work for the welfare of the people. Under federalism, the states are not merely the agents of central government but also draws power and authority from the constitution. Under this system of federalism, states are not the agents of the central government but they have the power which is given by the Constitution of India. Point 2. Parliamentary form of government. The second key feature of the Indian Constitution is that it has parliamentary form of government. The Constitution of India guarantees universal adult suffrage for all citizens. This means people have a direct role in electing their representative. By universal adult suffrage, we means right to vote. Every citizen, irrespective of his or her social background, can contest election. In India, everyone has the right to contest election, whether he belongs to any background, any caste, color, creed, male or female, they can contest the elections. These elected representatives are accountable to the people. All the representatives which are elected by the people, they are accountable for their work. They are responsible for their work. Third point is separation of powers. Now, as per the Constitution of India, the very important power is separation of power. There are three organs of the states. Number one, legislature. Number two, executive. And number three is judiciary. Now, what is the role of the legislature? The legislature refers to our elected representatives. When we elect our representatives, for example, in states, we have MLAs, and for the country, Parliament, we have MP. They are our elected representatives. These representatives are known as legislature. Point 2. Executive. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government. Now, second point is executive. All the ministers, they are come under the category of executive. They are responsible for implementing laws and to run the government. And third is judiciary, very important part. The judiciary refers to a system of courts in the country. Judiciary means if there is any problem between people, the citizens and the government, they can consult the judiciary. As we have Supreme Court in India, we have the High Court in the states, and we have the local court in districts. So judiciary is there to solve the problems of the people. Another very important feature is fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are referred to as the conscience of Indian Constitution. Fundamental rights protect citizens against the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the state. Now, fundamental rights are very important in democracy. Without fundamental right, democracy does not mean anything. Fundamental rights protect the citizens against the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power. That means dictatorship of the state. From that, the fundamental rights protect us. And it is very important for the growth and development of the citizen that they should have the fundamental rights. The Constitution guarantees the rights of individuals against the state as well as against other individuals. There are 6 fundamental rights. Number 1, right to equality. Number 2, right to freedom. Number 3, right against exploitation. Number 4, right to freedom of religion. Number 5, culture and educational rights. Number 6, right to constitutional remedies. Dear students, right to equality means everybody is equal. There should not be any difference on the basis of color, creed, caste, sex, anything. Right to freedom. Right to freedom means that all the people of India are free. They can move to any part of the country. They can worship. Third point is right against exploitation. This is a very important right. If anybody is exploited, the person has a right to go to the court. And the fourth is right to freedom of religion, which means that in India, all the religions are equal. All the religion have freedom. Point number five is cultural and educational rights. It means all the people living in India can use their culture and can make education as an important right. And number six is right to constitutional remedies. This is a very important right. It means if any of your right is taken by or suspended by anyone, you can go to the court for the remedies. So, dear students, in your fair notebook, you must write the six fundamental rights. In addition to fundamental rights, the Constitution has a section called Directive Principles of State Policy to ensure greater social and economic reforms. These are also very important. You must see the picture and find out what are the different directive principles. Another very important key feature is secularism. A secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as a state religion. People belonging to all religions have equal rights. Now, secularism means that all the religions are equal and a country does not have any particular religion. It promotes all the religions. People have right to believe, preach any religion. The Constitution plays a crucial role in laying out the ideals that would like all citizens of a country to adhere to, including the representatives that we elect to rule us. Figure of secular India. I'm showing this figure of secular India where people from different communities, different religions are living together. That is the very important feature of Indian Constitution. We should live together, work together, help each other. Now, dear students, let me give you some homework. Point one is write glossary words in the fair notebook. The chapter last page, you must see the glossary. Write that in your fair notebook. Read chapter 2 of your history book in next lecture. We will start with the history next time. Till then, take good care of yourself, obey your parents, work hard and be positive. Thank you.